one can easily see the kind of contrast in the attitude of the Brahmanical texts and the non-Brahmanical texts like the Buddhist texts and the Jaina texts towards non-monarchical institutions. It goes without saying that texts, particularly normative treatises and Buddhist canonical texts, throw immense lights on the institution of monarchy. Though the Buddhist texts were essentially religious and have very little to do with political organization, it is from a story in the Digha Nikaya that historians like U.N. Ghoshal, R.S. Sharma, Ramila Thapar and many others traced the element of some kind of an agreement, a contract between the people and the ruler before the ruler becomes a ruler. Therefore, they argue that in the light of this Digha Nikaya story, one can see the germs of a contractual origin of the monarchical polity. Similarly, the monarchical polity appears in a very major way in the text of Kautilya Arthashastra, the Manu Samhita, the Mahabharata, particularly the Shanti Parvan section of the Mahabharata, in which the ideals of rulership, ideal functions of the ruler can be seen. Particularly in Manu Samhita and the Mahabharata, the king is seen almost as a divinity. Manu's dictum was, the king is verily a god in human form, and therefore even an infant king could not be disobeyed. Now, does it have any repercussion, or were these merely theoretical statements? Now, if one brings in here the sources, inscriptional sources, coins and some sculptures of the Kushana phase, we find that in the inscriptions the Kushanas call themselves son of God, Deva Putra. In one case, one Kushana ruler figures as Deva Manusha, exactly echoing Manu's sentiment, a god in human form. And Kushana rulers encouraged the practice of creating statues, frontal statues of the rulers to be propitiated in dynastic sanctuaries called Devakulas. These have been seen in sculptures, in actual remains of the architecture of the Devakula, and also figuring in inscriptions. This is how we find the textual prescriptions and the evidence of coins, inscriptions and even visual arts give a combined effect, and shows how the idea of the ruler being a divinity or having divine origin is gaining ground.